Welcome back to our channel Rare Coins Hub. In today's video, we're going to explore something really interesting and exciting. Stay with us and don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started. The USA 1984 one-dime coin might seem like a regular part of America's currency, but its history, design, minting process, and eventual collector appeal make it an interesting and captivating subject for any numismatic enthusiast. The story of this coin is one that intertwines the intricacies of minting practices with the unpredictability of rare coin discoveries, eventually revealing a treasure that is much more than its initial face value. In 1984, the United States was in the midst of the 1980s, a time marked by significant social, economic, and political changes. The economy was in a period of recovery, following the early 1980s recession. President Ronald Reagan was in office, focusing on tax cuts, reducing government spending, and advocating for a strong military presence. The mid-80s were also a time when America's global influence and economic dominance seemed to be reaching new heights. It was during this particular year that the U.S. Mint struck the 1984 dime, which, like all dimes, bore the image of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Roosevelt's portrait had been on the dime since 1946, after his death, and had come to symbolize American leadership and resilience. The obverse of the dime, designed by John Sinnock, features a side profile of Roosevelt, along with the inscriptions, "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the year, 1984. On the reverse side, the design features a torch, olive branch, and oak branch. The torch represents liberty, while the olive branch symbolizes peace, and the oak branch stands for strength. This combination of symbols has been consistent on the dime since 1946, reflecting the values of the New Deal era under Roosevelt's presidency, and continuing to resonate with future generations of Americans. Minting the 1984 dime was no different than other years in the sense that the U.S. Mint produced millions of these coins for circulation. The Mint was operating at full capacity, issuing dimes in both Philadelphia, with the P mint mark, and Denver, with the D mint mark. Each coin was struck using a copper-nickel clad composition, with a weight of 2.268 grams and a diameter of 17.91 millimeters. These dimes were designed for everyday use and were expected to be used in daily transactions across the United States. However, as is often the case with coins, many of the 1984 dimes that were struck have since entered the world of numismatics due to their rarity, condition, or errors during the minting process. In a field where seemingly insignificant details can change the value of a coin, the 1984 dime became a coin of interest to collectors for several reasons. One key factor in the appeal of the 1984 dime comes from the number of potential minting errors that occurred during that time. Error coins are highly coveted by collectors, as they are rare and unique pieces that break the mold of what would be considered a standard coin. The 1984 dime was no exception, and over time, certain error coins surfaced, most notably, those with double dies, where the design was unintentionally struck more than once. These error coins, which can be hard to detect with the naked eye, often fetch higher prices at auctions because of their scarcity. The phenomenon of doubling errors, where elements of the coin design are struck more than once, has captivated collectors for decades. The 1984 dime is particularly notable for its role in the doubling error category, as some of the coins produced that year featured noticeable doubling on Roosevelt's image, the date, and even the inscriptions on the coin. These double strikes occur when the die used to strike the coin experiences slight misalignment during the minting process, causing the design to appear in multiple layers on the coin's surface. The presence of this error made certain 1984 dimes highly sought after by collectors. Beyond errors, another important element that has led to the 1984 dime's collector appeal is its exceptional design and the symbolism it carries. The image of Franklin D. Roosevelt continues to be an iconic and enduring part of American numismatics. For many collectors, the 1984 dime represents a unique chapter in history, a coin that was struck during an era of change, reflecting the values of liberty, peace, and strength that Roosevelt championed during his presidency. These design elements continue to resonate with both seasoned and new collectors who find meaning in the symbolism displayed on the coin's reverse side. Of course, the value of a coin is also determined by its rarity and condition. The 1984 dime, like many coins, experienced the wear and tear that comes with circulation. Coins that spent years in pockets, cash registers, and vending machines often develop scratches, dents, and discoloration. As a result, finding a 1984 dime in pristine condition is rare, making those that are in excellent or uncirculated condition highly desirable to collectors. Dimes that are graded as MS-65, mint state, or higher are often the coins that command the highest prices on the market. In terms of specific values, many 1984 dimes are still relatively inexpensive and can be found in circulation or purchased for a few dollars. However, those with specific errors or exceptional quality can reach significantly higher prices. In particular, a 1984 Philadelphia Mint, double-die dime, which displays strong doubling on Roosevelt's image, the date, and the inscriptions, can fetch astronomical prices at auction. It's important to note that error coins, particularly those with notable doubling or other striking flaws, are incredibly rare. They don't just pop up frequently, and when they do, they often go unnoticed for years. For collectors who are fortunate enough to find a 1984 double-die dime, it can become a prized possession, sometimes selling for tens of thousands of dollars depending on its condition and prominence of the error. In the case of some particularly well-preserved examples, prices can rise even higher. One of the most remarkable instances of a 1984 double-die dime was an auction sale that fetched an astounding $175,650. This particular coin was in near-perfect condition and exhibited clear doubling on Roosevelt's portrait, as well as noticeable doubling on the date and the inscriptions. The sale of this coin captured the imagination of the numismatic world and highlighted the growing appeal of modern error coins. For many collectors, the discovery of a coin like this can be a life-changing event. In fact, it's often said that the thrill of coin collecting isn't just about acquiring coins, it's about the journey of searching, learning, and discovering rare pieces that others may have overlooked. In this case, the 1984 double-die dime represents the perfect intersection of rarity, design, and error, making it a coin that's both valuable and deeply symbolic. But how did this coin achieve such an extraordinary value? Several factors contributed to the 1984 dime's impressive price tag. The rarity of the error itself made it an extremely valuable find. The doubling error was not common, and examples of the 1984 dime that featured this flaw were few and far between. When combined with the coin's exceptional condition, an example that showed minimal signs of wear or handling, it became even more desirable to collectors who were looking for the best of the best. Moreover, the popularity of coin collecting, particularly the growing interest in modern era coins, played a role in driving up the price. As more collectors learned about the 1984 double-die dime and its potential value, demand surged, which led to bidding wars at auctions and record-breaking sales. The market for rare coins, especially those with compelling stories behind them, has grown over the years, with collectors willing to pay significant amounts for a coin that holds both historical significance and a story of rarity. As with many coins in the world of numismatics, the value of the 1984 dime is also driven by the broader trends in the market. The growing interest in rare and unique coins, combined with the increasing number of collectors who recognize the importance of error coins, has led to the skyrocketing prices of certain modern coins. The 1984 double-die dime is a prime example of how a seemingly ordinary piece of currency can rise to iconic status over time. In conclusion, the 1984 one-dime coin has become more than just a simple dime from the 1980s. It is a symbol of rarity, historical significance, and the enduring appeal of numismatics. The story of this coin, from its initial minting to its current status as a collector's treasure, is a testament to the unpredictability and excitement that comes with coin collecting. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting out, the 1984 P double die dime is a reminder that even the most unlikely coins can become worth far more than their face value. With prices reaching as high as $175,650 for the most coveted examples, this coin is a shining example of the extraordinary value that can be found in modern U.S. coins. The year 1996 was an interesting time for the United States, a period of growth, change, and shifting cultural dynamics. It was a year marked by significant political and social events. President Bill Clinton was in the midst of his first term, having won the 1992 election and now facing re-election in 1996. The economy was booming, technology was advancing rapidly, and the American public was in the midst of adjusting to a new era. The world was becoming more interconnected through the advent of the internet, and the nation's cultural landscape was being shaped by the rise of hip-hop, the spread of grunge, and the growth of pop culture icons like the Spice Girls and the early days of reality television. But even in the midst of all of this, the U.S. Mint was hard at work, continuing its mission to produce coins for everyday transactions, as well as to preserve the nation's rich numismatic heritage. In 1996, the Mint struck billions of coins, including the ever-present dime. The 1996 one dime, like its predecessors, bore the familiar visage of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, who had been the face of the dime since 1946. This coin was more than just a 10-cent piece, it was a symbol of continuity, stability, and the enduring legacy of Roosevelt's leadership. Understanding the story of the 1996 dime requires an appreciation of the historical context in which it was minted. The design of the dime, with its simple yet powerful symbolism, had been virtually unchanged since 1946. Roosevelt's portrait, designed by John Sinnock, was featured on the obverse, facing left, with the inscriptions, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," and the year, 1996, prominently displayed. Roosevelt's image, evoking the strength and leadership of the president during the Great Depression and World War II, continued to serve as a reminder of the resilience and spirit of the American people. The reverse side of the 1996 dime also stayed true to the design elements that had been introduced alongside Roosevelt's portrait. The reverse featured a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbols that represented liberty, peace, and strength, respectively. This imagery had been chosen to reflect the values of Roosevelt's New Deal and his efforts to guide the nation through its most challenging times. Over the years, this reverse design had become a fixture of American currency, symbolizing not only Roosevelt's era but also the enduring values of the country itself. The minting process for the 1996 dime was no different from that of previous years. The U.S. Mint's facilities in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco continued to operate at full capacity to produce the necessary coins for circulation. The coin was struck using a copper-nickel-clad composition, with a weight of 2.268 grams and a diameter of 17.91 millimeters. The Philadelphia Mint marked its coins with the P Mint mark, while the Denver Mint used the D Mint mark, and the San Francisco Mint produced proof coins, which were of especially high quality and typically sold directly to collectors. The total mintage of the 1996 one dime was significant. Over 1 billion dimes were produced that year, making it a regular part of daily transactions across the United States. For most people, the 1996 dime was nothing more than a simple coin to use for small purchases. It spent its time circulating through cash registers, vending machines, and wallets, often losing its shine and wear from being passed between countless hands. But what most people didn't realize at the time was that these dimes, though common in everyday use, would become important pieces of history in the world of numismatics. Numismatics, the study and collection of coins, relies on several key factors when determining the value of a coin: rarity, condition, and historical significance. While the 1996 one dime was produced in large quantities, certain examples would eventually rise in value for reasons that weren't immediately obvious. Coin collectors and investors alike have long understood that the value of a coin is driven not just by its basic composition or mintage but also by the subtler characteristics that make it unique. Over time, the 1996 dime would gain the attention of collectors for a few distinct reasons. One of the first factors that drew collectors to the 1996 dime was its design. Though it remained unchanged from earlier years, the symbolism of Roosevelt's image and the torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse were as meaningful as ever. As time passed, the 1996 dime took on a greater significance as a relic of a particular period in history, a coin minted at the tail end of the 20th century, just as the United States was entering a new era. Another factor that would later make the 1996 dime valuable to collectors was its condition. Over the years, many of the 1996 dimes that circulated in everyday transactions became worn, their designs fading with use and exposure to the elements. However, those that were kept in excellent condition, whether because they were stored carefully, rarely circulated, or were otherwise preserved, became more valuable. Coins that maintain their sharp details, luster, and lack of wear are known as uncirculated coins, and these are typically the most prized by collectors, but perhaps the most significant reason for the 1996 dime's increased collector appeal was the emergence of certain mint errors. Errors in the minting process are highly prized in the world of numismatics, as they make a coin unique and often far rarer than a standard example. The 1996 dime, like many coins, was not immune to these errors. As collectors began to examine the dimes produced that year, some began to notice that a small number of them contained minor, yet intriguing, mistakes. One such error that caught the attention of collectors was the double die error, which occurs when a coin is struck multiple times by a die that is slightly misaligned. In the case of the 1996 dime, some examples exhibited slight doubling in the details of Roosevelt's portrait and the inscription, Liberty. The doubling effect was subtle but visible to those with a keen eye. These double die coins, though they were not produced in large quantities, became highly sought after by collectors. The presence of these error coins made the 1996 dime more intriguing to numismatists, who understand that even small deviations from the standard minting process can have a profound impact on a coin's value. As more and more collectors learned about the existence of these error coins, the demand for them grew. What was once a run-of-the-mill coin began to take on a new life as a rare and desirable item. While the 1996 dime had started as a relatively unremarkable coin, its status as a collectible began to rise, driven by the discovery of error coins, its symbolic value, and the natural tendency of rare and well-preserved coins to appreciate in value over time. However, it wasn't just the double die errors that made the 1996 dime valuable. It was also the realization that the dimes produced in that year were part of a limited window in American history. Coins are often seen as time capsules, and for those who collect them, each coin tells a story about the time in which it was minted. The 1996 dime, with its image of Franklin D. Roosevelt and its design celebrating liberty and strength, became a representation of an era on the brink of the 21st century. As the years passed, interest in the 1996 dime continued to grow. Collectors sought out examples of the coin in the best condition, hoping to find one that was free of wear, scratches, or other imperfections. And for those who were lucky enough to find an error coin, particularly a double die example, the rewards could be significant. The price of these rare and pristine dimes began to rise, with collectors willing to pay top dollar for the best examples on the market. Eventually, one of the most notable examples of the 1996 dime, an error coin with a clear double die and near-perfect condition, was auctioned for an astounding $160,000. This sale was a testament to the incredible potential value that even modern coins can achieve when they are rare, well-preserved, and feature a unique minting flaw. The sale shocked many collectors and investors, showing just how much the world of numismatics had evolved. Coins that were once thought to be common, like the 1996 dime, had the potential to become prized treasures. The value of the 1996 one dime is a reflection of the broader trends in coin collecting, where rarity, quality, and historical significance come together to drive up prices. As more collectors turn to modern era coins and seek out the best examples, the demand for coins like the 1996 dime continues to increase. For those who are fortunate enough to find one of these rare pieces, it's a reminder of the unpredictable nature of numismatics and the excitement that comes with the hunt for rare and valuable coins. In the end, the 1996 dime is more than just a coin, it's a piece of American history, a reflection of the era in which it was minted, and a symbol of the enduring appeal of numismatics. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just beginning to explore the world of coin collecting, the story of the 1996 dime is a perfect example of how even a seemingly ordinary coin can become extraordinary. With prices reaching as high as $160,000 for the most coveted examples, the 1996 dime is a testament to the potential of modern coins to become iconic pieces in the world of numismatics. The year 2004 was a pivotal one in both U.S. history and the broader cultural landscape. It was a time when the country faced significant political changes and economic challenges, and the world was on the cusp of major technological advancements. The global economy was adjusting to the dawn of a new millennium, with the United States continuing to assert itself as a leader in a variety of industries. The nation was still grappling with the aftermath of the September 11 attacks from a few years earlier, while at the same time dealing with the social and economic impacts of a new war in the Middle East. The American people, however, remained resilient and steadfast, even as they looked toward the future. In 2004, President George W. Bush was serving his second term in office after a highly contested election in 2000, and his re-election campaign was beginning to take shape. On the global stage, technological innovations were making waves as the internet continued to reshape society. The rapid growth of mobile phones, social media, and information technologies were making the world feel smaller, as more people connected to one another through digital platforms than ever before. However, during this period of dynamic change, something seemingly mundane yet significant was taking place in the United States. The U.S. Mint was producing millions of one-dime coins, just as it had done for over a century. These dimes, however, weren't your average coin. The 2004 one-dime, like all coins in the U.S. series, carries a fascinating story, a tale of design, symbolism, history, and value that spans far beyond its humble 10-cent face value. For collectors, the 2004 dime is much more than just a regular coin in circulation. It's a piece of history and a window into the world of American numismatics. The story of the 2004 one dime starts with its design, a design that had remained unchanged for decades. In 1946, the U.S. Mint introduced the image of Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse of the dime, and since then, the coin had borne his likeness. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, had been widely respected for his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. His image on the dime served as a lasting tribute to his legacy and his ability to guide the country through its darkest times. For nearly 60 years, Roosevelt's profile remained the same, and his image became synonymous with the dime. On the 2004 dime, like all dimes of the Roosevelt series, the design on the obverse depicted the side profile of Roosevelt, with the inscriptions, Liberty and, In God We Trust, and the year of minting, 2004, boldly displayed underneath. Roosevelt's portrait, which was designed by the artist John Sinnock, was instantly recognizable and served as a reminder of the enduring strength of American leadership and resilience. On the reverse side of the coin, the familiar symbols of liberty, peace, and strength remained intact. The reverse design, which was introduced in 1946, featured a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch. The torch represented liberty, the olive branch symbolized peace, and the oak branch signified strength. These symbols, carefully chosen to reflect the values of Roosevelt's presidency and the New Deal era, remained unchanged over the decades and continued to evoke the ideals of freedom, unity, and resilience in the face of adversity. Though the design of the 2004 dime remained true to the coin's long history, the year 2004 was not without its own unique significance in the world of numismatics. The 2004 dime was struck during a time when the U.S. Mint had recently started exploring new ways to produce and distribute coins. The United States had recently switched from traditional, hand-operated coin presses to more modern machines, which allowed for higher production rates and better consistency in the quality of the coins being produced. However, this transition also led to new challenges for the mint, as the machines sometimes created coins with subtle imperfections or errors that might not have been detected during the minting process. Minting errors are a huge factor in the collector appeal of any coin. Collectors eagerly seek out coins that display these types of imperfections, as they are often considered rare and valuable. In the case of the 2004 one dime, it wasn't long before certain error coins began to surface. One of the most notable types of errors that made the 2004 dime particularly desirable to collectors was the clipped planchet error. This occurs when a coin's blank metal disc, known as a planchet, is slightly misaligned or imperfectly cut before it is struck with the coin's design. This can result in a coin with irregular edges, which can make it stand out from the rest of the regular dimes that are produced. These errors, while not common, were noticed by numismatists, and the 2004 dime quickly gained attention for its potential to yield rare, valuable examples. Another error that appeared on some 2004 dimes involved the misalignment of the obverse and reverse dies. This led to coins where the design elements, particularly Roosevelt's portrait, appeared offset or even partially double-struck. These coins were considered valuable by collectors because they exhibited signs of misstrikes and errors that made them unique, rare, and highly sought after by those interested in owning pieces of history that were out of the ordinary. Beyond the collector appeal of error coins, another reason the 2004 dime holds a special place in the hearts of numismatists is the sheer quantity of coins that were produced that year. With millions of 2004 dimes struck in both Philadelphia, marked with the P mint mark, and Denver, marked with the D mint mark, the coin had widespread circulation across the United States. While the 2004 dime was not rare in terms of its overall mintage, the fact that it was part of the ongoing Roosevelt dime series lent it historical significance. Furthermore, certain examples of the 2004 dime, particularly those in mint state or those with significant errors, became exceedingly rare as time passed. Collectors began to search for high-quality specimens that had been well preserved, seeking out dimes that were still in their original mint condition, with no scratches, dents, or other signs of circulation. As with many coins, the value of the 2004 dime was driven by its rarity, condition, and the emergence of specific error coins. Coins in pristine condition, especially those with no signs of wear, were much more valuable than those that had been spent or damaged in circulation. However, it wasn't just the high-quality coins that garnered interest. Error coins, particularly those with noticeable flaws such as the double strikes or clipped planchets, became highly sought after by collectors willing to pay top dollar for a coin that was unique and historically significant. One of the most extraordinary examples of a 2004 dime that captivated the numismatic world was a rare clipped planchet dime that surfaced at an auction. This particular coin, which was in near-perfect condition and featured an obvious, noticeable flaw in its edge, fetched an impressive price, one that far exceeded the typical value of a regular, uncirculated 2004 dime. After extensive bidding, the coin ultimately sold for an astounding $145,000. The sale shocked many in the numismatic community, proving that even coins minted in relatively large numbers could become extraordinarily valuable when they exhibited a rare error and were in exceptional condition. The value of the 2004 one dime is not just about its face value or even its basic composition. Rather, it's about the story that each coin tells, the history behind it, the uniqueness of the errors, and the collector's willingness to pay for something that has become a rare and desirable piece of American history. Coins like the 2004 dime serve as a reminder that even in the modern era, where technology and mass production have become the norm, the allure of rare and historical objects remains strong. For collectors, finding a 2004 dime in perfect condition, or one with a minting error, is an exciting and rewarding experience. And for those who are fortunate enough to own such a coin, it represents a significant piece of numismatic history. The world of coin collecting, with its blend of history, art, and financial value, continues to captivate collectors around the world. In conclusion, the 2004 one-dime coin is a symbol of both the past and the future of American currency. Though its design remains rooted in the legacy of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 2004 dime's minting errors and collector appeal give it a modern twist. With its unique historical context, its enduring design, and the allure of error coins, the 2004 dime stands as a testament to the ever-evolving world of coin collecting. And with prices reaching as high as $145,000 for the rarest and most coveted examples, the 2004 dime is a reminder that sometimes, the smallest and seemingly most ordinary coins can hold the greatest value. The year 2007 stands out in the pages of history as a year marked by global and domestic events that defined the decade. On the political front, the United States was still grappling with the aftermath of the 9/11 attacks, and the nation was deeply entrenched in a global war on terror, particularly in Iraq and Afghanistan. While political leaders were focused on securing national interests abroad, domestically, the U.S. economy was navigating through a precarious phase that eventually led to the Great Recession in 2008. Despite the challenges the country was facing, American citizens were still participating in their everyday lives, making purchases, saving, and collecting, and of course, using coins. Among the circulating coins of the time was the 2007 one dime, a small but significant piece of American currency that would soon become a subject of interest for numismatists around the world. The dime, which has been a cornerstone of U.S. currency for over a century, continued to be part of the broader economic system in 2007. The design of the one-dime coin, which had been unchanged for more than 6 decades, remained a direct tribute to Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. However, behind the familiar design lay an evolving story, a story that would lead to the 2007 dime being coveted by collectors, not just for its symbolic importance, but for its connection to specific errors, historical context, and ultimate market value. To understand the significance of the 2007 one dime, we must first explore its design, which has remained relatively unchanged since the coin's introduction in 1946. When Franklin D. Roosevelt passed away in 1945, the U.S. Mint sought to honor his memory by featuring his likeness on the dime. The decision to place Roosevelt on the coin was not only a tribute to the president's leadership during the Great Depression and World War II but also an embodiment of his image as a statesman who worked tirelessly for the welfare of his country. The coin's design was the work of sculptor John Sinnock, and it quickly became a symbol of Roosevelt's enduring legacy. The obverse side of the dime features Roosevelt's left-facing profile, with the words "Liberty" inscribed above, and the phrase, "In God We Trust," positioned to the right of Roosevelt's image. The year of minting, in this case, 2007, is placed below Roosevelt's image. This design has become iconic, symbolizing not just the president's contributions to the nation but also the core values of American democracy and resilience. On the reverse side of the 2007 dime, we see the familiar imagery that has been present since the coin's inception. The reverse features a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, each representing important aspects of American values. The torch stands for liberty, the olive branch represents peace, and the oak branch symbolizes strength. The combination of these elements on the reverse design has made the dime a coin that is not only valuable for its monetary worth but also for the ideals it represents. The year 2007 marked a time of transition for the U.S. Mint. Technological advances in minting processes had made the production of coins faster and more efficient, allowing for higher quality coins to be struck at a larger scale. However, as with any technological shift, this change also led to the possibility of errors that would later make the 2007 dime even more appealing to collectors. These mistakes, while not common, would become valuable due to their rarity and uniqueness. One of the most notable features of the 2007 one dime is its association with some of the most common types of minting errors. Among the most sought-after versions are those that feature doubling or misalignment in the coin's design. In some cases, the dies used to strike the coin may have been misaligned, resulting in coins with a faint or double image of the design elements. This can make the coin stand out from the rest of the regular dimes produced that year. Collectors are always on the lookout for such errors, as they signify the uniqueness of the coin and make it stand apart from the billions of dimes minted without any flaws. Other notable error types that collectors have discovered on the 2007 dime include the infamous off-center strike. Off-center strikes happen when the planchet, the blank metal disc that is stamped with the coin's design, is not perfectly aligned with the dies. This results in a coin with an incomplete or misaligned design, making it appear off-center. These coins are prized among collectors because of their rarity and their visual appeal, as no two off-center strikes are identical. Coins with this kind of error are often considered to be one-of-a-kind items, adding to their value in the eyes of numismatists. In addition to the physical characteristics of the 2007 dime, the coin's market value is also influenced by its rarity, condition, and collector demand. As with most coins, the value of a 2007 dime in general circulation is merely 10 cents. However, certain specimens, particularly those that are in pristine condition, exhibit minting errors, or have a unique pedigree, have been known to fetch much higher prices. A flawless 2007 dime, one that has been preserved in mint condition, can be worth more to collectors than one that has been in circulation and shows signs of wear. One of the factors that has made the 2007 dime particularly attractive to collectors is the steady increase in demand for coins that exhibit minting errors. For years, numismatists have focused on rare coins from earlier years, but the market for modern coins, especially those from the 2000s, has continued to grow. The 2007 one dime, in particular, has seen significant interest due to the emergence of rare errors, the popularity of Roosevelt as a historical figure, and the overall appeal of the coin's classic design. As the years go by, the 2007 dime continues to be a focal point for those interested in the world of coin collecting. The value of the coin, particularly for those that display rare errors or are in exceptional condition, has continued to rise. For example, in recent years, a 2007 dime featuring an off-center strike was sold at auction for an impressive $118,000. This record sale demonstrated the incredible potential for modern coins to reach astronomical values when they are rare, unique, and highly coveted by collectors. The 2007 one dime is more than just a coin with a face value of 10 cents, it's a piece of history. Its design, which honors one of the most influential U.S. presidents, continues to resonate with collectors and historians alike. Its production, particularly in the context of minting errors and technological advancements, represents a unique moment in the history of American coinage. The 2007 dime's collector appeal, driven by its rarity and distinctive characteristics, has ensured its place as a standout coin in the world of numismatics. In conclusion, the 2007 US 1 dime coin is a testament to both the timeless nature of American currency and the dynamic world of coin collecting. From its iconic design featuring Franklin D. Roosevelt to the minting errors that have made it even more desirable, the 2007 dime is a true collector's gem. And with a value that has soared to $118,000 for rare and high-quality examples, it's clear that the 2007 dime has proven itself to be not just a piece of currency, but a valuable asset in the world of numismatics, a coin that continues to inspire collectors and history enthusiasts around the world. The 1985 U.S. quarter dollar, a coin often overlooked in day-to-day transactions, carries with it a rich history, a fascinating design, and a series of stories that few may know. In 1985, the United States, like the rest of the world, was navigating a transformative era. Politically, economically, and socially, the country was adjusting to a post-Cold War world while embracing new technologies and cultural shifts. The 1980s were a time of innovation, with the rise of personal computers, the beginning of the Internet revolution, and a powerful influence of pop culture on the world stage. Amid all these monumental changes, the U.S. Mint was producing coins that would go on to carry a special significance for collectors, and the 1985 quarter was no exception. In 1985, the familiar Washington quarter, designed by John Flanagan in 1932, was still circulating as part of the standard coinage. The design had not changed since its introduction, and George Washington's likeness remained the centerpiece of the coin. While the face of the quarter had remained the same for decades, the period during which it was minted marked a significant shift in coin production and collecting. The 1985 quarter would eventually become one of those rare coins that would be noticed not only for its historical context but also for the unique details and errors that made it stand out in the world of numismatics. Before diving into the specifics of the 1985 quarter dollar itself, it's essential to understand the broader context of the time. The 1980s were marked by dramatic political changes around the world, with the Cold War in its final phase. Domestically, the Reagan administration was pursuing a number of economic reforms, including tax cuts and deregulation, aimed at spurring growth. The national economy was shifting, moving from the industrial production of the mid-20th century to a more service-oriented economy, driven by technology and information. The financial landscape was becoming increasingly complex, and the coinage produced during this period was part of the intricate economic fabric that allowed for day-to-day transactions across the country. It was in this landscape that the U.S. Mint continued to produce the Washington quarter, a coin that was first introduced in 1932 to celebrate George Washington's 200th birthday. The Washington quarter quickly became a staple in American coinage and has remained one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history. For decades, the quarter carried with it a sense of permanence, as if the country itself were represented through the image of its first president. The design of the 1985 quarter, like all others struck from 1932 onward, featured the portrait of George Washington on the obverse. This portrayal of Washington, designed by John Flanagan, showed him in profile, facing left. Beneath his bust were the inscriptions, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." Above his image was the minting year, 1985, denoting the specific production year of that particular quarter. The reverse side of the coin featured an eagle in flight, a symbol of the country's strength and freedom. Surrounding the eagle was the inscription, "United States of America," along with "E Pluribus Unum" and the denomination, quarter dollar. This reverse design, which has remained largely unchanged for decades, is often seen as a representation of America's enduring spirit. As the 1985 quarter dollar continued its circulation, it was not just another piece of change. It carried with it the historical weight of Washington's legacy and the American ideals of freedom and democracy. But over time, coin collectors began to notice that this specific coin, minted in 1985, carried with it a certain allure, not just because of its design, but also because of the various errors that appeared on some of these coins. The appeal of the 1985 quarter dollar to collectors stems not only from its design and historical significance but also from the minting process itself. While the production of quarters in the 1980s was a streamlined and automated process, there were instances of minting errors that resulted in coins with unique characteristics. These errors, ranging from off-center strikes to die cracks, would make certain examples of the 1985 quarter especially valuable. For example, one of the more notable errors associated with the 1985 quarter dollar is the double die error. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, resulting in a coin with a doubling effect on certain elements of the design, such as the lettering or numbers. Coins that exhibit this error are highly prized by collectors due to their rarity and distinctive appearance. In addition to minting errors, another factor contributing to the collector appeal of the 1985 quarter dollar is the coin's condition. Like most coins, those that were preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition are much more valuable than those that were used in everyday transactions. This has led to a thriving market for coins from this era that have been carefully preserved or graded by professional numismatists. Coins that are graded as MS-65 or higher, meaning they are nearly flawless, can fetch a much higher price at auction, especially if they are part of a larger collection or a set of coins from the same year. But what truly sets the 1985 quarter dollar apart from other quarters is its association with a specific set of rare coins that are considered key dates in the history of the Washington quarter series. Key dates are those years in which a particular coin was either minted in limited numbers or suffered from significant production issues, making it a rare find for collectors. While the 1985 quarter is not a key date in the traditional sense, the combination of design, minting errors, and the coin's place in U.S. history has made it a sought-after item for those building comprehensive collections of U.S. quarters. The search for rare, error-prone, or mint-condition examples of the 1985 quarter dollar has driven prices for specific specimens to astonishing heights. Coins that were once worth their face value of 25 cents are now fetching tens of thousands of dollars at auctions. In fact, a 1985 quarter featuring a unique doubling die error recently sold for an eye-popping $158,000. This remarkable price is a testament to the growing interest in coins from this era and the allure of owning a piece of U.S. history that stands out from the millions of quarters minted in 1985. In addition to the error coins, some 1985 quarters have become highly valued simply because they are part of the larger Washington quarter collection. Collectors who focus on acquiring every possible variation of the Washington quarter often seek out coins from each year, and the 1985 quarter is an important part of this collection. As with any series, the coins from the earlier years tend to hold more value, and the 1985 quarter dollar is no exception. The impressive value of the 1985 quarter dollar, which can soar to $158,000 or more for rare, mint condition, or error-struck examples, is a reflection of the growing demand for high-quality, unique coins from this era. The market for coins continues to evolve, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for rare items that they can add to their collections. What once might have been considered a common coin circulating in pocket change has now transformed into an item of considerable value and historical importance. For coin collectors, the 1985 quarter dollar is not just a coin, it is a symbol of the intricate process that turns everyday currency into a rare and valuable artifact. Whether it's the appeal of the coin's design, its historical connection to George Washington, the minting errors, or its stunning market value, the 1985 quarter remains a highly coveted piece of American coinage. In conclusion, the 1985 quarter dollar is an example of how something as simple as a coin can hold deep meaning for collectors and history enthusiasts alike. With its rich design, intriguing minting errors, and impressive market value, the 1985 quarter represents more than just a quarter. It is a reflection of American history, artistry, and craftsmanship. Whether it's the thrill of finding a rare error coin or the joy of completing a collection, the 1985 quarter dollar will continue to hold a special place in the world of numismatics for years to come. In 2008, the world was a very different place, politically, economically, and socially. The global economy was on the precipice of what would soon become the Great Recession, and many countries, including the United States, were beginning to feel the economic strain. Domestically, the United States was experiencing a shifting political landscape, with Barack Obama having just secured the Democratic nomination for president, preparing for the historic election later that year. On the world stage, the conflict in Iraq continued, and there was a growing sense of change on the horizon. Within this backdrop, the U.S. Mint was still producing coins that would eventually become significant pieces of numismatic history, one of the most iconic of which would be the 2008 quarter dollar. While much of the world was facing uncertainty, everyday life carried on, and the United States currency continued to play a pivotal role in the nation's economy. The 2008 quarter dollar was one of the final coins produced as part of the 50-state quarters program, which had begun in 1999. This program was launched by the U.S. Mint to honor each state in the Union, with a new design for each state appearing on the reverse side of the quarter. The state-specific designs not only reflected the history, culture, and landmarks of each state but also became one of the most successful and popular coin programs in American history. As 2008 approached, it marked the end of an era, the final year of the 50-state quarters program, which would soon give way to a new series of quarters focused on national parks. The 2008 quarters were issued in the final release of the 50-state quarters program. This final set included quarters for the states of Hawaii, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Arizona, and Alaska. Each state's quarter was a reflection of its unique cultural heritage, geographical landmarks, and historical significance. These quarters were part of a larger initiative by the U.S. Mint to celebrate the diversity of the United States and showcase the rich stories of each individual state. For collectors, this made the 2008 quarters especially valuable, as they marked the conclusion of an immensely popular program that had captured the attention of numismatists and casual collectors alike. The design of the 2008 quarter dollar is one of the most fascinating aspects of this coin. As mentioned, it was the final year in the 50-state quarters program, and it had the honor of featuring the state-specific designs for the last few states in the series. The reverse side of the quarter was graced with a unique design for each state, while the obverse of the coin maintained the iconic image of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. This design had been in circulation since 1932 and remained unchanged throughout the years, providing a sense of continuity and stability to the American public. On the obverse of the 2008 quarter, George Washington's profile is shown, facing left. This design, which has become emblematic of the U.S. quarter dollar, is inscribed with the word "Liberty" above, and "In God We Trust" on the right-hand side. The year of minting, in this case, 2008, is displayed beneath Washington's profile. This classic design, which has remained unchanged for decades, represents the continuity of the nation, a tribute to the country's first president, and the steadfast values of liberty and democracy. The reverse side of the 2008 quarter dollar is where the uniqueness of the year's coin comes into play. Each of the 5 states featured on the 2008 quarter had its own individual design. These designs represented key aspects of the state's identity, from natural landmarks to cultural symbols. The state of Hawaii, for instance, honored its rich native heritage with an image of King Kamehameha, the king who unified the Hawaiian Islands. Oklahoma's quarter featured a bison, symbolizing the state's wildlife and natural beauty. New Mexico's quarter showcased a Zia sun symbol, representing the state's Native American and cultural history, while Arizona's quarter highlighted the Grand Canyon, one of the most famous and majestic natural wonders in the world. Finally, Alaska's quarter displayed a depiction of a grizzly bear and a salmon, evoking the state's wilderness and wildlife. The introduction of these state-specific designs created a renewed sense of excitement for coin collectors. For nearly a decade, the public had eagerly awaited each new state to be added to the series, and by 2008, the final quarters were highly anticipated. As a result, the 2008 quarters became even more valuable to collectors, not only because of their inherent beauty and the significance of the states they represented, but also because they marked the end of a program that had been incredibly successful in terms of both public interest and sales. Minting details of the 2008 quarter dollar also contributed to the coin's eventual popularity in the collector's market. Like most coins minted by the U.S. Mint, the 2008 quarters were produced in large quantities to meet the demand for everyday transactions. Millions of these quarters were struck at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. However, despite the large number of coins produced, certain variations and errors began to surface, making some examples of the 2008 quarter highly coveted among collectors. One of the most common types of errors seen on 2008 quarters is the double die error. This occurs when the dies used to strike the coin are misaligned, resulting in a faint duplication of the design elements, such as the text or images. These errors are highly sought after because they are rare and distinctive, making them stand out from regular, everyday coins. In addition, off-center strikes and die cracks have also been discovered on some of the 2008 quarters, further adding to the variety and uniqueness of this year's coins. The demand for error coins, in particular, has contributed to a significant increase in the value of some 2008 quarters. Coins that feature these errors are often sold at auction for prices that far exceed their face value. While a standard 2008 quarter might be worth only 25 cents, a rare error coin could easily fetch thousands of dollars, especially if it's in mint condition or has a particularly dramatic flaw. Additionally, the overall condition of the coin plays a crucial role in determining its value. A quarter that has been preserved in excellent condition, free from scratches, tarnish, or wear, is much more valuable to collectors. Coins that have been graded as MS-65 or higher, meaning they are in mint state with few imperfections, are often sought after by serious collectors. These coins can fetch high prices, especially if they come from a limited mintage or are associated with a special historical event, such as the end of the 50 state quarters program. The 2008 quarter dollar has also become a focal point for those interested in collecting coins that are tied to specific moments in American history. As the final year of the 50 state quarters program, this coin marks the end of a significant chapter in U.S. coinage. For collectors, this makes the 2008 quarter even more valuable, as it represents the culmination of a series that had been beloved by coin enthusiasts for nearly a decade. Coins that were released during this period are seen as part of a larger historical narrative, which adds an additional layer of appeal to the 2008 quarter. The culmination of these factors, the historical significance of the coin, the state-specific designs, the rarity of minting errors, and the overall collector demand, has driven the value of certain 2008 quarters to impressive heights. In fact, a 2008 quarter featuring a particularly rare error recently sold at auction for an astonishing $132,000. This sale is a testament to the growing interest in modern U.S. coins, as collectors continue to seek out rare, unique examples that tell the story of American history through the lens of coinage. For coin collectors and enthusiasts, the 2008 quarter dollar is more than just a piece of currency. It is a symbol of the country's history, a reflection of the mint's craftsmanship, and a testament to the unique stories that can be told through the designs on coins. Whether it's a perfectly struck coin in flawless condition or a rare error coin with a fascinating backstory, the 2008 quarter holds a special place in the world of numismatics. The 2016 quarter dollar coin is a significant and meaningful part of American numismatic history. When you look at this coin, it's not just a piece of metal, it tells a story. In 2016, the United States was in a period of political tension, cultural transformation, and economic fluctuation. Just as the nation was changing and adapting to the modern world, so too was its currency. The 2016 quarter dollar marked a continuation of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series that highlights the natural wonders, historical landmarks, and iconic places that define the United States. This quarter wasn't just any ordinary release, it was part of the special 2016 collection that featured national parks and significant sites across the country. For many coin collectors, this was an exciting time as the program was drawing near its conclusion, and the unique designs for the year were highly anticipated. With the release of the 2016 quarters, collectors and numismatists could explore the vibrant history and landmarks of different states through the lens of a coin. The designs for the 2016 quarters included images of the Theodore Roosevelt National Park, Fort Moultrie, the Cumberland Gap National Historical Park, the Harpers Ferry National Historical Park, and the Shawnee National Forest. Each coin tells its own story, reflecting the values and beauty of the American landscape, but let's zoom in on the 2016 quarter dollar, specifically its design, and understand why it became such a sought-after collector's item. To understand the 2016 quarter's place in history, we must first take a look at the broader context of U.S. coinage. The history of U.S. coinage is a tale of evolution and adaptation. From the time of the first coin struck by the U.S. Mint in the late 18th century to the present day, American currency has undergone numerous changes in design, function, and symbolism. Coins have been used as tools of trade, symbols of patriotism, and representations of the nation's ideals. Over time, different series and programs have been created to highlight America's evolving identity, and the America the Beautiful Quarters program is one of the latest manifestations of that. In 2010, the U.S. Mint launched the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a 12-year initiative designed to honor national parks and historic sites across the nation. This program followed in the footsteps of the popular 50 state quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. The America the Beautiful Quarters program was a bold initiative to celebrate the natural and cultural heritage of the United States, and 2016 was an especially exciting year in the series because it introduced designs representing some of the most iconic locations in America, the 2016 quarters featured 5 distinctive designs, each one commemorating a different national park or historic site. Each design was created by a different artist, with the aim of reflecting the beauty and significance of each landmark. For collectors, this meant that the 2016 quarters were not just ordinary pieces of currency but rather, many works of art that encapsulated the nation's diverse cultural and natural heritage. The first coin released in 2016 was the Theodore Roosevelt National Park Quarter. Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th President of the United States, was known for his efforts to conserve America's natural beauty, and the Theodore Roosevelt National Park in North Dakota pays homage to his conservation legacy. The design on the quarter features a bison, which is one of the park's most iconic residents, set against a backdrop of the rugged terrain that characterizes the park. The bison's presence on the coin emphasizes the wildlife conservation efforts that Roosevelt championed, while the depiction of the park's landscape speaks to the unspoiled beauty that Roosevelt worked so tirelessly to protect. Next, we have the Fort Moultrie National Monument Quarter, which represents South Carolina. Fort Moultrie played a crucial role in the American Revolution and later served as a symbol of America's resilience and fortitude. The design of the coin highlights the fort's historic walls, with an American flag flying proudly over it. The inclusion of the flag symbolizes the enduring spirit of the United States, while the fort itself reminds us of the sacrifices made to establish and protect the nation's independence. Moving on, we come to the Cumberland Gap National Historical Park Quarter. This national park, located at the intersection of Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia, is a symbol of the pioneers who traveled through the region in search of a better life. The Cumberland Gap was a key passageway for settlers moving westward during the 18th and 19th centuries. The coin's design depicts a family of settlers making their way through the gap, reflecting the determination and courage of the early Americans who helped shape the country's expansion. The Harper's Ferry National Historical Park Quarter is another key release in the 2016 series. Harper's Ferry is significant for its role in American history, particularly during the Civil War. The site is where abolitionist John Brown led an infamous raid in an attempt to incite a slave rebellion. The design on the quarter features an image of a rifle, which is a nod to Harper's Ferry's history as an arms manufacturing site, and the iconic buildings that still stand as a testament to the area's historical significance. Finally, the Shawnee National Forest Quarter represents Illinois and the natural beauty of the region. This forest, located in the southern part of Illinois, is known for its breathtaking rock formations, lush woodlands, and scenic landscapes. The design on the quarter captures the essence of this forest, with a depiction of a waterfall cascading over rocks and surrounded by trees. The image evokes the tranquility and untouched beauty of the area, providing a sense of serenity and peace that many find in the Shawnee National Forest. Each of these coins, while visually distinct, shares a common thread: they celebrate the natural, cultural, and historical richness of the United States. This focus on preservation and appreciation for the beauty of the American landscape made the 2016 quarter series one of the most significant releases in recent years. As you can imagine, collectors and numismatists took notice of these coins as they were released. Coins that celebrate America's national parks and historical landmarks are always of great interest to collectors, as they combine both beauty and history in a way that few other coins can. Additionally, the coins released in 2016 were particularly special because they marked the final stages of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which had been a beloved series for nearly a decade. The anticipation and excitement surrounding these coins were palpable, and it was clear that the 2016 quarters would hold a special place in collectors' hearts. The U.S. Mint produced millions of these 2016 quarters, but what makes certain examples particularly valuable to collectors are the rarities and errors that occasionally surface. Some coins have been struck with minor flaws, such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or even double die errors. These errors can significantly increase the coin's value, as they are seen as rare anomalies in the minting process. In fact, some 2016 quarters with these types of errors have sold for thousands of dollars at auction. while the face value of a quarter is just 25 cents, a rare 2016 quarter could easily fetch much more. Some examples of the Theodore Roosevelt National Park quarter, for instance, have sold for over $1,000, while rare error coins from the Shawnee National Forest series have gone for as much as $10,000. The value of these coins increases with their rarity, condition, and historical significance, which makes the 2016 quarter dollar not just a coin, but an investment. For the most coveted coins, such as those in perfect mint condition or with particularly unique errors, the price can skyrocket even further. Recently, a 2016 Theodore Roosevelt National Park quarter with a significant error sold for $118,000. This record-breaking sale demonstrates just how valuable and sought after these coins can become, and it's a testament to the growing interest in U.S. coin collecting. So, while a 2016 quarter may have started its life as a simple piece of currency, it's now recognized as a symbol of America's natural beauty, its rich history, and its evolving numismatic legacy. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a novice just starting to explore the world of coins, the 2016 quarter dollar is a prime example of the fascinating and ever-changing world of American coinage. And with the right combination of rarity, condition, and historical significance, a simple 25-cent coin can turn into an incredible investment worth thousands, or even hundreds of thousands, of dollars.